Welcome back to the Muslim Street. You're listening live from WTAN 1340. Laila Abdelaziz with my co-host Malik Aziz. Today we're speaking to the co-founders of the International Museum of Muslim Cultures in Jackson, Mississippi. Around 2006, there was ancient manuscripts from Timbuktu, Mali that were rediscovered. And the Timbuktu Education Foundation had contacted Okolo, who is the co-founder of the museum, and organized a trip, Okolo, for you and your husband to go and visit. Correct? Was that? I think that's the year was 2006, or maybe I think it was 2004.
Yeah, exactly. It was 2004, latter 2003 actually, and December of 2003 up through 2004. We were there for about 14 days, and that was our second viewing of the manuscript. It was Imam Musa Balde, who is the president and founder of the the Timbuktu Education Foundation, that actually first unveiled a small collection of his family manuscripts. And in California, we visited him there, and then from there, we met some, the ambassador to Mali and some other scholars, and it was the foundation that organized a trip to Mali and Timbuktu, and that's where we actually got a chance to meet some of the owners of the manuscripts, and we met our partner, Abdelaziz, from Timbuktu. He's the president of the manuscript owners there in Timbuktu, and his family's collection is the largest collection of all of the manuscripts. Out of that million, he has a collection of about 10,000 in his family's collection. So we were able to develop a partnership with him, but, it was just overwhelming for us, to actually be able to see that large collection of manuscripts and to develop this partnership with him and other colleagues of his there.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and from there, we were able to, plan to bring the manuscripts and to bring this, great exhibit to America.
Emad, can you talk about some of the relationships, not only with the Jackson community on the civic side, but also the academic community, Jackson State University, Millsap, Tougaloo College, the importance of building relationships with the academic community as well as the civic community for Muslims moving forward?
The educational community is extremely important because every project that we do, whether it's the Moorish Spain exhibit or the Timbuktu exhibit or any future exhibitions, have to be researched, and the topics, have to be well documented. So if somebody comes to the exhibit and tour the exhibit and they have any questions about it, we will be able to support it with documentation. So, as part of the Timbuktu exhibit, we actually have about 35 scholars that are part of the team that developed the exhibit itself. We also have partnership with the different universities and colleges in Mississippi to actually have companion educational program that actually supports the exhibit development as well. So we can bring students and bring faculty into the exhibit and the learning process. So really our collaboration as an educational institute, not only a museum, we feel the collaboration with the educational institutions is really very critical, both at the college and university level, but also at the secondary and high school level as well. So we have ongoing relationship with a lot of the superintendent of education, and we have been actively working in development of the curriculum that will be rolled out to many of the schools throughout the state of Mississippi and hopefully beyond at some point to incorporate into the African history curriculum.
Definitely. The academic, aspect of the museum, and especially the Timbuktu exhibit, since that is what we were talking about throughout the show, I think the Timbuktu exhibit has an interesting aspect of of telling West Africa's role and influence during the golden age of Islam. And this is something, as we speak about, the academic influence of the museum in general society, this is also an academic influence that the Muslim society in general needs to understand. I don't think I'm well versed on West Africa's influence to the golden age of Islam, and these manuscripts bring proof and light to that. So I think that's another very interesting aspect, that the museum tells this story from the Timbuktu exhibit.
You're exactly right.
And we really believe that, we believe that this is actually a basis for rewriting African history curriculum as it's taught in the American school system. This has significant the findings that we have in this exhibit. So many of us we're working now with the superintendent of education for the city of Fort Worth in Texas, and they were very excited to hear about the manuscripts and wanted for us to assist them in development African studies program for their high school and elementary school students. So this really could have national implications and could change the way that teaching is being done at the elementary and high school level.
Definitely. And Okolo, what can the Muslim American community learn from the Timbuktu exhibit and West Africa's influence on the golden age of Islam?
I think that's an excellent point you bring out, is that what we are finding is that as we are, displaying and promoting the exhibition across America, but also internationally, that most Muslims don't know about the connection. So this is new information. It's a new field of information for Muslims to understand. We all know and respect and appreciate Bilal of ancient or early Islam, but to be able to connect this significant history and this significant contribution, we have to understand that Timbuktu and that region was not like just some outpost. It was really one of the hot spots of Islamic learning during this particular period of time. And so for Muslims to understand that connections, that there were scholars that came from the Habasha, came from the Medina, Mecca, to also a study there in Timbuktu. It gives that region, Timbuktu, Mali, and that whole region, its significance within the Islamic community. So Islamic schools, Islamic educators really should also be very much a part of this whole series of learning that we're attempting to do with, through teacher training as well as traveling the exhibition. Emad talked about Fort Worth, Texas. A part of this conference that Malik talked about, we were actually funded by the National Endowment for the Humanities to actually lead the national discussion on the Muslim world and its contributions, utilizing the Timbuktu exhibition.
Great.
Because they felt like it's a significant theme, and it can really generate more interest because most people they have no knowledge of the fact that many of the Africans that were brought over came from, this particular region, and they were Muslim.
Definitely. The intern today on the show on the Muslim Street, we spoke with co-founders of the International Museum of Muslim Cultures. You can visit them online at www.muslimmuseum.org. I want to thank you, Okolo and Emad. I want you guys to speak about how our listeners, how people that are interested can get involved in the museum, can financially support the museum, can support the museum in other ways. Getting out the word is, of course, very important. But how can our listeners help you guys at the museum?
Thank you for sharing this information with your audience. There's really many ways that the listeners can help. First, they can tell their friends and family about the museum, so everybody will know about it. They can go on the internet and learn about the museum, but also they can volunteer, they can financially contribute, and they can also provide prayers and support, for us in many, many ways.
Inshallah.
And feel free to actually call the museum 601-960-0440, and whatever support that you would like to offer, our staff can work with you to try to determine what will be the best suited mechanism for you to either volunteer or provide financial support.
Definitely.
You can become members of the museum as well.
Thank you,
All of
Emad.
that can be found on our website, MuslimMuseum.org. They can make contributions by way of our website,
Definitely.
MuslimMuseum.org.
Definitely, and we will put that up. Throughout the show, I was doing a little research on Jackson, Mississippi. Very interesting city with its history in the American Civil War, the Civil Rights Movement. It's known as the city of soul, and it's also ranked as the third city bang for your buck. So if you're looking for an affordable vacation, a vacation of culture and soul, and getting to know the South, I think I'm actually considering going to Jackson right now. An affordable vacation.
Yeah, Jackson.
We invite you to come. Malik, bring on down now.
Absolutely. I've been around the world 13 times, and I'm not bragging, but Jackson is one of my favorite spots.
Well, I'm excited. Okolo and Emad, thank you both so much for joining us on the Muslim Street. We will definitely get out the website for you guys. And again, visit them at www.muslimmuseum.org to get involved, to see what kind of contribution you can make if you are interested. The Timbuktu exhibit is an extremely interesting exhibit to check out. I've been doing some research throughout the show, and I'm really excited about planning a trip to Jackson, Mississippi now.
Yeah, also Okolo's husband, he does a excellent tour of civil rights, monumental historical sites, and it's just a great place to be. The people are very, very nice there, and the food is good.
Great. We could talk about this show for much longer, I think, about this specific topic. I learned a lot. Thank you both to Okolo and Emad for joining us. And thank you for listening to the Muslim Street today as we kick off our month-long special highlighting Islam and African history, and as it is Black History Month in the United States. We really appreciate you listening live from WTAN 1340. Have a great evening and enjoy the rest of the Super Bowl.